Hello everyone and welcome back to another one-shot video. These are shorter videos where I just give my opinion on something without going into loads of detail or planning something extensively. It's just kind of me talking about something I wouldn't traditionally make a whole video on, but something I want to talk about. And today that is racist YouTube thumbnails. And we're going to look at the scale from it feels racist, but I maybe can't articulate why, to this is just insanely racist. And it gets through the YouTube, I guess, community guidelines or the monetization programs, because if you guys don't know, for every YouTube video, you rate basically the content in your video and if it's suitable for monetization. And that could include things about talking about sexuality, gender, talking about war, talking about hate speech, talking about basically anything. And it has various different criteria. And basically YouTube ranks you based on how accurately you fill out these forms. So if you keep making content where you do break the monetization system and you keep ranking yourselves as fit for monetization, YouTube is never going to trust your own rankings. I'm pretty much perfect on this in that I've got maybe 4 wrong in the last 3 years or something. But it seems like YouTube obviously doesn't monitor thumbnails in the same way. And I'm not saying the Mr. Beast thumbnails I'm going to show you should be flagged, but there are some other ones that definitely should because they are just flat out racist. Now, I've been posting these Mr. Beast thumbnails for you in my community tab, just thinking how are these real? How the fuck are they real? So I'm just going to talk about the vibe of it first before we get into actual problems. So rescuing child slaves in Africa. So there is presumably a child slave from Africa before Mr. Beast went to his country and his village or whatever. And then here is him afterwards in his school uniform, and he's so successful after Mr. Beast, you definitely trust in that face, improved his life. But then, if you thought that wasn't dystopian enough, here's another one. Watch this video to feed one person in need. It's Mr. Beast begging for food with another black African child. In the background, we're seeing these homes with outdoors and thatched roofs and stuff you might see in a sub-Saharan African village. We have another one. We saved 100 children's hearts in Africa. Again, where in Africa, Mr. Beast? Do you want to clarify this? We gave every family in a village a full year's salary. Now, I'll pop all the thumbnails on screen for you at the exact same time. None of these children in the thumbnails are real. So, in the video, you see plenty of children in these villages, in these certain countries. He goes to Uganda, he goes to Ghana, goes to these African places. So, you could choose any of these children, be like, come on, why don't we get a picture and I can use this for a YouTube thumbnail? Why don't I show myself with all these children that I've just helped? Why don't I show myself connecting with real human beings? Actually, I got a better idea. Why don't I just get an AI prompt to give me African child slave, and I can get him looking very upset as he's carrying a massive thing of bricks, but he's not real. So are we entering the era of clickbait where billionaire, nearly billionaire YouTubers are doing basically poverty adult films for their audiences, and they're divorcing themselves from the humanity of it completely by not even featuring these real people on the thumbnails to get you to click onto the video. They're using an AI program to generate these images to make you, I don't know, instinctively be like, I'm going to click on this video because of how bad this child has. And also, this thumbnail here is clickbait in my opinion, because that is not the vibe of the video. You're not seeing desperate poverty with children begging for food. It's Mr. Beast going and helping them, and they're very happy. They're singing songs. Some are going to school, and yeah, he is helping the issue in the video of these charities he's working with. But that's not the vibe of the video. And also, I want to show you as well, see these thatched houses, you would maybe call them mud huts. If you go into the video, there aren't these houses. These are the houses you see. They're they're brick houses with windows and doors and stuff. So again, whoever's the fuck has made his thumbnails, which he's signed off on, has prompted into some sort of AI software, African village, African child. And then they used AI to make Mr. Beast as well. And they're like, okay, this is good. This is good. Hello everyone, editing Kavernacle here. I've actually blown the case wide open. I used ChatGPT, and this is how little I even use it. I had to make an account to do this. So I asked ChatGPT, generate me an image of an African village. And you're going to notice what comes up is actually pretty much what's in the Mr. Beast thumbnail. I'm going to put the image on screen. I'll try and show it to you here. Even the rows of these huts, they're very, very similar. And all it would probably take is me for some more inputs into it. So he literally, whoever made the thumbnail, literally said, generate me an image of African village. And that's what they're using for this video about feeding starving children in Ghana, while calling it, like, obviously, like Africa as well. Okay, everyone, even worse, I didn't even want to put this on the input because it feels like I'd be putting some sort of list. But I followed this up by saying, generate me an image of an African child begging for food. ChatGPT responds saying, I can help create a powerful and respectful image that brings attention to hunger or food insecurity in Africa, but I'll approach it with sensitivity and dignity. Would you like the child to be in a specific setting, like a city street, rural area, or refugee camp? And would you prefer the tone to be emotional, hopeful, or documentary style? And I said, emotional, please, and in a village, because I wanted to see if it could generate me something like that. And, of course, the image created is a kid with a bowl in a similar village to that. So, without a shadow of a doubt, whoever has made that thumbnail just got an AI software and typed in African village and, like, starving African child. And obviously shows the general problems of ChatGPT. Like, you don't even have to be specific at all. You just write African, and this is what you get. Like, there's no nuance. It's just like the standard Western view of all black Africans live in mud huts and are poor. So again, just exposing Mr. Beast for, like, being terrible, basically. And, you know, this other one with the guy in, like, maybe traditional Ugandan outfit or something, which I don't know because obviously I'm not an expert on the region he's gone to, holding loads of money like that, smiling, the kid in the hospital bed, they're not fucking real. They're not fucking real. So my allegations against Mr. Beast completely focusing charity content on, like, sub-Saharan Africa and West Africa, and sometimes East Africa as well, is that he's clearly using it as a backdrop to make himself look better. You're not really helping defend yourself from that criticism if your thumbnails are AI generated supposed African children in, I guess, like, the very stereotypical African, like, villages we see in these types of charity films, essentially just like mud huts without doors and windows. And it would be one thing if you'd actually gone to a place like that. You didn't even go to a place like that in the videos. So I'm just, like, losing my mind. And like I said, it's just divorcing yourself completely from the humanity. We're meant to believe you're some sort of humanitarian, but you can't even in your YouTube thumbnail show me real people. This dystopia we're getting into is just so fucking stupid. Like, why even bother using AI for this? And also, here's another thing as well. He doesn't always do this. So we gave $3 million of aid to Ukrainian refugees. So where is the AI generated, like, little Slavic child with blonde hair and blue eyes or something? Like, where is that child? Oh, wait, it's not sub-Saharan Africa, so I'm just going to post a picture of, like, medical supplies and the Ukrainian flag. To be fair, he has done it with some other stuff, like curing blind people, just getting random AI-generated, like, what even the fuck is this? I just hate him so bad, and people might think this is, like, quite a frivolous thing to get mad about, but trust me, it goes in with everything else I'm saying. Yeah, I personally find this racist. I think you have to be a racist to make thumbnails like this, and I think you have to be a racist to approve thumbnails like this, and it goes completely against any sort of message you're trying to convey in your political propaganda campaign to try and become president one day, because we know that's what he wants to do. But even worse, I'm not joking, this video with the AI generated starving child, it's only half about Ghana. Then it goes into Philadelphia, and he partners with DoorDash with their, like, food giving away program, And also, it features Tony Robbins at the end. Tony Robbins is a fucking scammer, is a well-known scammer.
Nutritious food. And you can help too with the help of DoorDash.
By watching this video right now, you're helping feed someone in need.
And for a limited time, if you purchase this hoodie available exclusively at Dash Mart on DoorDash, you're going to help to donate
100 meals like this to people in need.
Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to purchase our hoodie on DoorDash now. Guys, let's help as many people in need as possible. DoorDash's Project Dash, in just a few years, has helped to deliver over 100 million meals.
All of this food would have been thrown away. Isn't that crazy? Not only did DoorDash step up to help fund these meals, but so did a gentleman named Tony Robbins, who has a message for you guys.
What you're doing is so important. Every view you watch is going to bring more meals. So I'm going to commit 10 million meals to you, matching funds for anybody who wants to join me here. Let's really do everything we can to get as many people helped as possible.
Make sure you share this video with your friends because of Tony Robbins and DoorDash. Every 20 views equals a meal to someone in need. Let's share this.
DoorDash, like you talk about like the gig economy and stuff like that, like Mr. Beast just serves to whitewash the reputations of terrible companies and terrible people at the same time, thinking people can't see through his own propaganda campaign of, I am going to go do charity work in Africa. Please forget all the terrible shit I do to people. It just doesn't work. Like, yeah, we've known this for a long time. Very rich people do charity work in Africa. And in a small vacuum, that might help a local community that you're going to exploit for content and stuff. At the same time, if your morals are not consistent with helping people and you make absolute trash AI thumbnails like this in the first place, but then you're working with Tony Robbins and DoorDash, like, how the fuck do you think anyone's going to take you seriously? I mean, maybe this will work, but on the other end of the AI scale, when you get straight up AI slop like this, so there's a channel called Dr. Fozotic, and it's just like an AI slop channel. Like, it has these basically small videos that are created by AI, and one of them is Harry Potter but Snape is black, Harry Potter and the Order of the Fried Chicken, with a black guy who's meant to be Snape with a bucket of fried chicken, Japanese history according to Ubisoft, fried chicken, and another AI generated black guy as well on the thumbnail. And I will just say, I basically 100% know this guy who made these thumbnails, even though he's hiding himself. He's probably a white Irish guy, because he made another AI slop video about that Irish TikTok comedian who thought it would be appropriate to jump off the Conor McGregor stuff to start ranting about immigration in Ireland. And he's using a Father Ted clip. I'd say you'd have to be English or Irish to even understand that kind of thing going on. Like, you might not have even heard of this person before. So I'm pretty convinced it's a white Irish person making these videos. And yeah, basically the content of them is insanely racist, but these thumbnails that are AI generated as well are insanely racist. On two levels, it feels like a workaround for actual racists to monetize their content, because if you start ranting in a video very explicitly about racist stuff, you're probably not going to get it monetized, but you can get around that through dog whistles, talking about Snape having fried chicken and Harry Potter and the Order of the Fried Chicken. But also, it's like the conclusion we're getting to with this stuff is the dehumanization, obviously, of black people, and using AI thumbnails and using these caricatures of black people. And even in the case of Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTube creator on the platform is literally using AI created and AI generated black people in his YouTube thumbnails, exploiting poverty in Africa. And it's just like this spectrum of racism we're seeing, where like no one basically has a problem with it, it seems like. And also, where so many people don't have a problem with it, but YouTube has no guidelines about this either. Like, I don't think it should be acceptable to have an AI generated child in one of your thumbnails, especially when it is taking a very serious issue like child slavery in Africa. And you think, okay, I won't show a real child slave. I won't show this guy's terrible conditions. I won't get you to click on this video because you are interested in the plight of this poor person. No, let me AI generate them instead, people who do not feature in the video, and use backdrops that are just so stereotypical about poverty in Africa to make you click on the video like it's 2005, where Africa is a canvas for white charity work, because it's all just perpetual conflict and poverty, which is because, in their view, Africans can't help themselves, so they need another white Westerner to go in with charity, not even talking about the causes of their poverty and how these countries in sub-Saharan Africa and all across Africa are often completely destroyed and exploited by Western corporations and Western governments. Again, it's just the canvas, because Mr. Beast doesn't give a shit about any of these people, because he would treat people in his own vicinity a lot better if he was like the most wonderful man who ever existed on the YouTube platform. So that is just the video I wanted to make as well. And also it seems to have gotten worse, because I'm looking at another thumbnail right now. I built 100 wells in Africa. There's no indication that these wells are built in Africa, but now we've gotten to the point where, yeah, child slaves and very hungry AI-generated African child in a very stereotypical like mud hut backdrop, which the AI has created as well. It's just AI slop, and you really have to question anyone who signs off on these thumbnails being seen by millions of people. So there's my video on YouTube thumbnails. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you made it this far, thank you for watching.